Hey guys, no surprise, Crimulus here with a tutorial for my quick and easy Shulker box autoloader. Of course, autoloading Shulker boxes is nothing new, and there are some intricate designs for handling all your Shulker boxes no matter what's in them, but I like to focus on simple, relatively easy to build systems. I personally use this system for my redstone box. As you can see here, I have 22 items in it, and I like to keep it full, but it's one of those boxes that I use all the time, and everything in here has a complex crafting recipe, and it's just a pain to have to refill. So I'd put it in here, and then when I need to reload it, let's say I take it out, build some redstone stuff, use some lamps, use some observers, use some hoppers, and some rails. I can then pop it up into here. As you see, it fills up relatively quickly because I've got 4 different hoppers going in there. And I happen to pick items that were in 4 different hoppers. So this makes it really, really easy to get myself ready again after I do a build and want to go out and start something new with a nice, clean, fresh start. So let me quickly go through how this works. So each of these hoppers can have up to 5 different items in it, and they have to stay full. So that is a bit of a downside. You're sacrificing a full stack of each of these items for everything you want to sort. But you want to put one of each different item into a slot. So if you can see here, I've got comparators and repeaters and droppers and dispensers, etc. All the critical redstone, though these days there's so many items that truth is some of these spill over into other Shulker boxes anyway for me. So you split this out, one of each type. And there's actually 22 different items in here. So the redstone dust and the redstone blocks I keep in a chest nearby just because I have to get in and out of those anyway. So what happens is, when you stick your Shulker box up here, if there's space, this hopper will just fill it back in. And you want to make sure you keep at least one item in here, because if you don't, it'll fill in with a different type. So let's say I go out, I use this on a job, and I want to use tripwire hooks. Well, I want to make sure I leave at least one in there. So I get rid of these guys. That way I know that only tripwire hooks fill up. Let's look above here really quick now. So each of these hoppers has a double chest going into it. I've got it chock full of items that I've already crafted. So I can do that all in one fell swoop and not have to worry about grinding every other build. So as you can see, my tripwire hooks, my 63 came out of here. So what happens if we completely run out? So I'm going to take some tripwire hooks out of here. Whoop, it stopped filling and this light came on. So now this hopper is locked until I fill my tripwire hooks back in above. That way it guarantees always to fill the items. And it's a nice little reminder, oops, that I need to craft some things. So I go out, I make more tripwire hooks, and I fill them in however I want. And the great thing about this system is you can actually have your sorted bulk items just pipe right into these chests, because these hoppers will never pull anything except these items. And you do need to remember when you're done, you need to put an item into this hopper, because it's locked, it won't actually pull one out even though you refilled it. So I just chuck that guy in there, turns off. And because my Shulker box had tripwire hooks missing, it'll fill back up. So let's get into how to build this. I'm only going to walk through how to do this top part. The bottom is not really relevant. Okay, so your materials list is here on the screen. This is just a building block. These are sort of up to you, depending on the design, but you'll see that they do need to be figured out beforehand because some redstone stuff sits on top of these. Okay, let's start in the middle. I'm going to build up. You want the block you place your Shulker box against to be about the 8th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th block. So that is the very top. And just because it's easy to see, let's go ahead and put our chests around like so. And I'm going to go ahead and put the Shulker box just because it makes our lives a little easier to have something to click on. So now I'm going to use control click to copy the contents of these hoppers because it does take some time to kind of think through it. So I'm going to copy this guy and put it right here. And I'm going to copy this guy, put it right here. And we'll copy this guy, put it right here. And then the last guy here. Okay, so now we've got our full hoppers. You do not have to fill them up first. That just makes it easier in creative like this for me to just copy the contents over. It will take you some time to set it up at the beginning. Okay, next. Now we need a block next to each hopper. This is where our readout's going to come out of from the comparator. Okay, next we're going to put a block behind each of the hoppers, like so. Now we're going to build this little ring. Now you don't have to use stairs. You can use a block, any type of block, but because these have comparators and repeaters sitting on top, you have to decide on something. I like stairs, it makes it look nice. So let's just go around. First we'll put our lamps under each block like so. Then we'll put our stairs like so. And you can see the bottom's pretty much done here. And I like to put this on the ceiling, but I think you probably could put it on the wall or on the floor, depending on what you want to do. I pretty much optimize it for the ceiling though. Okay, so this is just, as you can see, a ring all the way around of slabs. I'm gonna put that here. So now the cosmetics are done. So next we can pick, let's just go ahead and do our redstone blocks because they go on each corner like, or on each edge like this. Then we're going to run comparators out of that. This will be one coming off the hopper itself, indicating whether it's full. And then we need a comparator in subtract mode to prove that it's full. Let's do that all the way around. This redstone block puts out a full signal of 15. In subtract mode, it doesn't turn on until that hopper's completely full. Let's go the rest of the way around. Next, we're going to do our repeater. It goes here, 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 oops, here, and here. We do need another block. This is just to hold our redstone dust. And then finally, let's add our redstone dust. Okay, we are good to go. So, shulker box is full, hopper's full. I'm going to take an item out of here, our rails. Still good to go. We got plenty of rails in here. I'm going to take some more out. And just to make the math add up, I'm going to make it so we run out. Oops. Forgot some redstone dust here. I'm sure all of you were screaming at the screen. So now you see this turns on. So all we've got to do is fill up our hopper. Whoops, we need to fill in our chest as well. And fill in our hopper. Because as soon as we filled that up, the shulker box pulled one out and made it partially empty again. So that'll fill up. And we're done. Now you may still want to decorate. Just do a little 7x7 platform down here. This is very compact. It takes up a 7x7 by 4 in your ceiling if you build it just like this. If you run your filter systems into it, it might be a little bit bigger. And then if you want to do like I did here, it's pretty obvious. You can design it however you want. Let's just put one little sea lantern in the middle and be basic. We got all our smooth quartz and one little sea lantern in the middle. So there it is, a fairly simple shulker box auto-loading system designed by me, Crimulus. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the first of a series of 5 tutorials that I'm going to do. We'll see you in the next one.